Okie dokie, looks like we're live, looks like we're going, and I'm so damn excited for today because not only are we talking about how to build insane mental toughness, which is a topic that I'm completely fascinated with, that I'm completely obsessed with, and that, if I'm being 100% transparent, lies at the core of all of my success is constantly developing mental toughness, a bulletproof mindset. But we're also giving away a little something, which I'm really, really excited for. This is the exact mic. I should have given this thing a minute or two because it's about a minute behind, and I just noticed people are coming into the room right now. But for those of you joining us, it is the exact mic that I use. I do actually use the Rode wireless receivers because some of the content is shot, in motion and in moving. But anyways, the mic is beautiful and I love it. So I'm really excited to be able to give that away. We're going to actually be ordering it for you off Amazon. Sam, what's up? What's up? What's up, brother? Your videos, dude. You're on like day 25. Your videos are looking tight, looking awesome. I hope I get the name right. Sheeny. Please correct me. Let me know how you pronounce that. Kelly, what's up? Before we get into things, I was getting bombarded because I'm 3 minutes late. I do apologize for that. I was getting some messages and people saying, "Where you at? Where you at?" But my coffee, I had to get my coffee ready. So, Sam, I checked out that coffee mug you recommended, and I'm absolutely ordering one. And it just shows that it's completely very high price when it comes to a mug, but my problem is so massive that I'm happy to spend the money on it. So it's funny how that works. Hey, Demiris, what's up? Mary, what's going on? Natalie, what's up? What's up? What's up? Beautiful. Really, really excited. Shanae. Perfect. Shanae, right? Shanae? Let me know if I had that right. Sometimes, I'm telling you, sometimes it takes me a while to get things. So before we really dive into it, I just ask of a few things. So every single week, I go live, I teach something, and I give something away. I do it for many reasons. One, it's a way for me to give back in some small way. Two, you got to give people what they want. Everyone loves a giveaway, so I will be doing one every single week, which is going to be really, really exciting. And tres, Cecile can fix my French. Tres, is that French or Spanish? I don't know. Three, right, these are interactive. So if you do have a question tonight, it's going to be about 50 minutes long. Please let me know. The reason I wanted to talk about this topic tonight is I can say with 100% certainty that I saw very little results in my life until I became obsessed with, I call it mental toughness just for fun, but really developing a champion's mindset. And it's something I still work on. I'll spend 2 hours in the morning, 90 minutes in the morning, and I'll usually spend 30 minutes to 60 minutes at night developing, learning, applying, and I'll be talking a lot about some of my methods for being able to overcome the challenges, obstacles, adversity with a smile on my face and an excitement. And I think it's fair to argue or fair to say that if we can show up and wake up every morning with excitement, with enthusiasm, even when challenges are bad, and bad is just our perspective of something. I don't really believe in good or bad, but when something happens to us, if we can with enthusiasm say thank you and charge through it, I think it's fair to argue that the results we'd get in our business we'd be unstoppable. And it's why when you see someone start winning, like I spent a good 6 months getting to just a few $1,000s a month. This is way back in the day. I spent a few good months getting there. And I thought I was fairly hungry getting there, and I was doing everything I can. But once I started really obsessing with my mindset, that 2x, 5x, 10x, 2,000 turned to 5, turned to 10, turned to 25, turned to 50,000 a month, and it's absolutely possible, and I know it's all in here for many of us. So that's the topic of tonight, and if you're just joining us, yes, I will be giving away this beautiful mic. I love this mic. It's the exact mic I use for a lot of the stuff that we do. The way that you get it is what I ask is please don't just engage or leave comments for the sake of engaging and leaving comments. Why I say that is because it'll disqualify you. If you're like leaving a comment every 2 minutes just saying hi, 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 it'll disqualify you. What I do at the end of these lives is I close my eyes and I grab my phone and I randomly scroll through everything. Back and forth, completely random. The first name I see, I pick. We'll get your shipping address. You can send it in, and we'll send one of these out to you tomorrow. And usually Amazon is just a few days to ship, so you should have this by the weekend. What I do ask is that you authentically engage. I want to hear from you, ask your questions, leave your feedback, and your chances, so to speak, of winning increase if you engage. So there's a perk in it there as well. With that said, I do want to, right before we get into it, I do want to start off with how I like to start everything off, whether I'm in a coaching session. I'm not sure where Sarah is actually, Cecile. Sarah, where's Sarah? But with whatever I'm doing, I try to be very intentional. If I'm taking time off, I'm intentional. What am I doing and how do I want to spend my time? What's my intention? If I'm doing these lives, what's my intention? If I'm in a coaching session, whether I'm a coachee or I'm the coach, what's my intention? And what's your intention? And so what I want to ask, and I want to just hear, this helps me also define what direction we're going to go in. What's your intention for this call other than winning this? What's your intention? Why are you here? What do you want from this? What's the specific thing you're looking for? And I'm going to read some of these comments. Is that even a word? Comments? So I can help facilitate or just make sure I add some specific things to help facilitate, to help you. So I'll wait for a few of those and leave them in the comments. What's your intention for this call? My intention, I'll start it off as my intention is not much different than what it usually is for these, but my intention is to literally show up for the next, we got about 50 minutes to show up with absolutely everything I had, to ask source and just know that I will communicate as best as I possibly can over the next 50 minutes. Anything that is in here, that's in here that I know can help you, that can serve you, that can move your coaching business forward, that can move your mentality, that can help you in any which way, I'm going to trust that I can absolutely deliver in the best way that I know how in this moment to help you move forward. And I'm going to give everything I have. I hope I feel completely exhausted after 50 minutes. And I'll know it'll be an hour well served and well spent. So what is your intention? Excusey. And we'll get into it here. I do chirotherapy. Beautiful. Awesome, Sam. Yeah, we'll talk about things that I do, and I'll love to hear your examples. I want to get my money mindset better and start getting more higher paying clients. Beautiful. This will absolutely help you. I think a lot of that lies in our conversation we have with ourselves around money, around self-worth. That will really dictate our results and the money we bring in. So we'll definitely be talking about that. Gabriella says, wow. To be fully present and open to what I'm hearing. Beautiful. Let's do it. Don, I did see a text. I try not to check my text till the end of the day. I did see something from you, and I'll absolutely be looking at it. My intention is to dive back into the group, get plugged in, ramp up this next phase of growth. Beautiful. I'm excited to read your message and see what you got for me, and I'll be doing that after this. Sam, define what mental toughness means in this context and tactical steps to get there. Beautiful. I will be talking about how I define mental toughness. I enjoy using mental toughness because it juices me up. You don't have to use toughness attached to mental. I just think mindset is such a broad term that can easily be fluffed around but not dialed in. And I think there's many elements. And in this instance, I'll be defining what I mean by mental toughness specifically. Doesn't mean you have to be huge and tough and rough and gruff at all. Some of the most graceful, peaceful people I know have insane amounts of mental toughness. So I'll let you know how I define it. But beautiful, thank you. Where are we here? Motivation is helping myself grow my team. Beautiful. I followed you for a while and thought about going into coaching, but there are so many life lessons that I could apply in direct selling business. Also beautiful. However you can use this, I hope it serves you. My intention is to get better at moving forward with a better focus. My intention is to get better at moving forward with a better focus. Beautiful, Lori. My intention is to make more momentum when my brain wants to relax. I love that. I've got a lot of experience with that, so I'll let you know. Build my brand while sharing my story. All good, no rush. And my intention is to stay for the whole life and get that one gold nugget as usual. And I know you really want to win that mic because I know you asked for it. So I hope, well, I hope everybody does. But whoever wants it the most, this is where we can exercise our powers of intention, our see how aligned we are with energy and flow, and vibrationally how aligned we are with this beautiful mic. Because I like to think that I have full control over what my finger and where my eyes go, but I'm also not naive enough to think that there are powers beyond what I can control that will help with the flick of my finger to find the winner for the mic. So I'm really excited to see what happens. Definitions have power, so the clearer we can tie something to it, the more we can leverage it. Beautiful. Love your knowledge and enthusiasm. I always get something great from listening to you. Just looking for one gold nugget or more from tonight's live. Beautiful. Appreciate that. Appreciate all the love. And it gets me excited to get to work. Pause. I shared this before, true stories. I literally sip on the same cup of coffee all day, and I sometimes rewarm it so many times that it tastes disgusting, yet it's still pleasurable. And I just drink my coffee straight black, and fairly strong, just black. And it actually started because I didn't like black coffee. And so to developmentally, that was like this one exercise I did for a week. I'm like, I'm just going to drink black coffee, no luxury in my life, just basic stuff. And I ended up really liking black coffee. So anyway, I'm weird like that. Okay, let's do it. So this can be debated because I sort of kind of made this up. Oh, wait, please, hold. Beautiful. Sarah is in the house. Sarah helps out on these lives. You're going to be hearing from Sarah a lot more because we got some. Sarah is like the glue that holds everything together. She does beautiful work with clients. Her knowledge of sales, marketing, and funnel design is out of this world. There is no way we'd see the success we see if Sarah wasn't doing her thing. And Sarah will be making more of a forward-facing appearance moving forward, especially I've got one or two podcast ideas where she really shares the stuff that happens behind the scenes. And so please, could we all just say hello to Sarah and just thank her for being here because she does stay up late. I say this every time, but I just truly want to appreciate and just give some attention to Sarah. I know it's like my face and I bob all over the place and I get all the attention as well as the criticism, to be fair. But Sarah, 5, 6, 7, it's 8, it's almost 9 o'clock over on the East Coast. So let's give Sarah some love. If we could say hello to Sarah, and let's hold Sarah accountable to setting an intention as well, because I don't think she did. Beautiful. Awesome. Yes, Patricia, you would have met Sarah. Anyone in the U or anyone who works with us, definitely meet Sarah once a week. I do a call a week. Sarah does a call a week, and we talk about different tactics. I really love the mindset, the mental part of things, philosophy, anything like that. And Sarah's beautiful when it comes to very tactical, strategic, execution of stuff. So, yeah, Sarah gets more love than I do, but, so be it. Awesome. Beautiful. My intention is to sponge up, step up my mental game after this live. Let's go. I know you're already mentally tough, Bobby. Your story inspired the fuck out of me, and I'm using that word intentionally because it did. Brenda, hey Sarah, hey Sarah, hey Sarah, hey Sarah. What's up? Awesome. Beautiful. Sarah will be sharing any links, any stuff we got going on. We have a new masterclass if anyone would like to watch it. How to make your first 10K as an online coach. And it goes fairly deep into not just the foundations, but the systems, the sales and leads and all that fun stuff. If you would like that, just leave masterclass and Sarah will hook you up with a link here and there. Cool. Oh, I missed Sarah's intention. All right. Well, what do you do? Okay. So my definition, and you're welcome. Let me move my little weird face here. All right. What's going on here? Ooh, look. What's this? Oh, damn. I can flip this. Okay, cool. Anyway, all right. Hold up. I got this cool thing, too. Yep. We got it. We got it. Okay. I don't know why I like that. Or I can, if no one is clapping for me, I can feel better about myself. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. My definition of the idea of mental toughness, so to speak, is consistently, and I kind of made this up on the spot, so let's just have fun with it, but consistently moving forward towards your vision despite feelings, lack of motivation, setbacks, or obstacles. That being said, and I know some of you who are in the realm of vibration and alignment and conscious and subconscious alignment are probably already wanting to say a few things, and I'll get into that in a second. But again, this is just my opinion, what's worked for me and in my area of study that I'm really obsessed with. But what I oftentimes see is coaches setting off on a journey and not completely following through because feelings come up, which are not bad, they're not good, they're going to come up. Setbacks, they're going to happen. I can, without putting you in a box, I can almost guarantee that setbacks will happen no matter how prepared or how much preparation you've done. Something's going to happen to set us back. Obstacles, they will absolutely happen. I think we can, with confidence say that, yeah, we're going to face obstacles. If it was easy, everyone would do it. And so, in my opinion, the quickest way to get okay or accept all of this is to embrace it. Embrace the obstacles. If you don't choose to embrace the obstacle or the challenge, it'll be forced upon you. And I would much rather choose to step forward and face the obstacle, face the challenge, face the demons, face the challenges, than curl up and wait for it to literally keep pushing me down and be a victim to it. So to me, a champion mindset, a badass mindset, a winner's mindset, a bulletproof mindset, a mental toughness, see, I already forgot what I'm talking about, is really based around that concept. Now, the one part where, so I think we can all agree, setback, obstacles. Let me know if you agree or not agree or what's up here. But your setbacks, your obstacles, the things that come up, the people that try to stop you, the critics that have something to say, the internet that will always have something to say. I think we can all agree with, like, okay, yeah, that takes a degree of mental toughness. The one thing I just want to shine light on is when it comes to feelings. Because feelings are a very interesting thing. And so everyone will have their own version of this. And I think the only way through it is just to have a bit of a discussion about it. And I also think that this changes, it's situational. Some will say, fuck your feelings, they're not important. Others will say, listen to your feelings. You know, your gut feelings can hold a lot of answers. And so there's a really wide range of how and what works for people or how people use it. I'll let you know that I've tried both sides into the extreme. I've tried the robot, I don't feel, I execute. And does it work? It's a very masculine type energy. Does it work to get results? Absolutely. But there's also a cost to it. The people that you may hurt or not give attention to, there's always a cause and effect. And there's effects to that. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's bad. I personally found that it was unsustainable, wasn't enjoyable, and I missed out on a huge part of life that was based around feelings. So then I went the complete opposite. I spent a few months over feeling everything and feeling things that I didn't feel for a long time, especially in my early days of entrepreneurship. I was a fucking beast. So I spent a while in feeling, and it was awesome. It was scary. It was terrifying. But I literally just listened to my feelings, and that also got a certain type of result, especially if we're talking maybe in a spiritual / different realm. but it didn't produce physical results. That's where I kind of learned there's a connection between the two, and there's a spectrum. And we play within that spectrum dependent on the situation. So I don't want to discount feelings and just get all... A lot of people associate stoicism with not feeling, and stoicism is not that, but just for lack of a better purpose or term. And no, actually, I love stoicism. I study it, so I'm not going to say that. But this sort of like hard, I don't feel, I just do. I'm not promoting that and saying that's what mental toughness is. It's not. But it's also not the opposite of being a big feeling puddle of mess. And feelings can be very deceptive. They're not wrong, they're not right. But feelings aren't always the truth either. And I know there's some who say, my feelings, they lead me. But feelings aren't always the truth. They're not always productive or guide you in the right direction. They can be very deceptive as well, and not conducive or conductive or serve you in your purpose. Fair? I get heat on this because it depends where you're at. And if you're going through a loss, sometimes you've got to go through the feeling. But if you're creating thoughts that are leading to feelings that are self-made, I'm literally like, fuck that. Let's stop that and let's move forward. And so it's just dependent on, it's situational. But there's a spectrum. And all I ask or I invite you to do is, I don't know, I think that those symbols define it, is where are you generally at? If you find yourself always in feeling, and you wake up, and the feelings misguide you, and you stay in that all of the time, all I invite you to do, if you're open to it, I'm not right all the time. This may serve you, this may not, but play with the extreme. Go hard for a while. And if you're always over here, which I can relate with, maybe you can go over here and feel it out. And so it is a spectrum. And I guess this is also one of the best ways to gauge is what you're doing working. Because when I bring this up, I'll have some people say, you're wrong. All I do is feel. And I say, that's beautiful. Are you getting the result you want? If your business hasn't moved forward over the last 3 months, if you're not getting that thing you want, if you're being really real with yourself, then how is that serving you? If it is serving you, then you found something that works for you, keep doing it. But if it's not, you have to be open to experimenting. This one way, it's a whole spectrum. And within that spectrum lies your results and what works for you. And so I learned this the hard way, and I see so many people that are stuck in one way, and they refuse to go out of it because they have a story or a belief around it. This is the only way. But if it's not producing the result you want, I suggest or recommend that maybe we play outside those lines and experiment with different ways. That's it. Cool. That's all I'll leave on the table there. Let me know if you agree. If you don't, it's all good. That's the beautiful thing about being human, is we don't all have to agree on the same thing, do we? Feelings are part of the human experience. In order to have the full human experience, feels comes into play. Totally. I'm a feeling human. All my life revolves around feelings. If I don't feel it, I don't do it. Okay, cool. That's completely your opinion. Paul, I gotta be a good parent. Gotta be a good parent to feelings. Sometimes that involves tough love. Sometimes you sit down with your children, read feelings, and you hear them out. That's a balance for me. Beautiful. Feelings can be a filter which shows us how we are seeing the world. Totally. Most fear is self-made. Beautiful. There are feelings that are absolutely created in our minds that don't serve us. So that's why listening to feelings all of the time, in my opinion, does not serve us. Living extremes can only produce for so long. Totally. To sustain, you have to find, I'm going to add the word your balance, because a lot of people will see maybe something I'm doing. They're like, dude, that's so extreme. To me, it's my balance. And to someone else, they might see them doing one thing and be like, well, that's so extreme the other way. But it's their version of balance. And if it's producing the results they want, here's where the disconnect happens. Most people are not getting the result they want. I get to talk to many coaches who are like, Rick, I'm stuck. And I'm like, great, let's talk about feelings and where are you at most of the time. and they're like, oh, that's just the way I am, and I don't want to change that. And so I invite them, and if they take me up on it, they see results. Let's bust through that and shake some shit up for a little while, and get freaking step into some uncomfortable shit, because beautiful things happen. And so all I would ask is, if you're like, oh no, but this is the way, are you getting the results you want in your life? If the answer is not an egoic, but if it's an actual, yes, I'm getting the exact results I want, and I'm moving closer towards it, and I'm extremely satisfied with it, beautiful. Keep doing what you're doing. If the answer is no, but you don't want to change some things and shake some things up, not that you have to be that way forever or change something forever, but temporarily shake things up. Wham bam. I rarely see that not get a positive result. Even if it's temporary and you're like, oh, that doesn't work for me, I don't like that, and you go back to the way or go to a different version of it, I've never seen it not serve someone, like actually ever. Everything in moderation, yes. Yeah, I love these the few word sayings, because anything, even the few phrases that I say, can be taken out of context, or it's so situational. But I love it, and I do agree at times, yes. Feelings can be tricky to navigate. It is definitely situational. Negative feelings can be like a giant stop sign, killing your momentum, keeping you stuck. Positive feelings give you the energy and excitement you need to make progress. Then you also need to be objective so that you can stay grounded and balanced. Yeah, and feelings are a funny thing, because they can oftentimes be, it's so perspective based. And so, at the extreme end of this, a few weeks ago or a few months ago, and I share this quite a bit, as I was researching this. There's a few cultures, communities, cultures, whatever, that they really celebrate death. They 100% fully believe that when someone dies, it was their gods, it was the universe's perfect timing to take that life, to take that soul, and to move them through the next phase of their evolution. And they are so 100% behind that belief that even if it's a few-year-old child or a 40-year-old or an 80-year-old, to cry and be sad when someone dies is, and I know it's hard for us to sometimes be like, what? How, like that? No, they're suppressing feelings. No, they rejoice. They're happy. I know that's a difficult concept to grasp in our kind of Western, philosophy or the way we see that transition. But if you start crying, it's sort of frowned upon. It's like, dude, you're being selfish. This was the perfect timing. And so their emotion, their perspective of it is completely different than maybe we have here. Not saying one's right, one's wrong. I don't believe in that. But that perspective they have defines what they do and the kind of feelings and the intensity of the feelings that comes after. Cool? Every time I share that, I'll oftentimes get, they're suppressing. The more I research this, they're literally not. They're on a whole different belief system around it, which is why I always loved Stoic philosophy, because it's talked about a lot, and I know I have different views on it than many people do. And every time it's come close in my life, I've always had a different view of it than most people, and most people say, you're so wrong, or that's so weird, or like, what's wrong with you? But that's my belief that I choose to model my reality by. And so you can shape your perspective. You can choose what you want to model your reality with. And so if you're experiencing negative feelings often, you can change them. Your relation, your perspective on something. And so that's where I don't agree with listening to feelings all of the time. Because you can change them, and they're not always, they can misguide, because they're based on a deeper, and we're kind of talking about, where is it here? Subconscious, where am I here? Beliefs and stories and narratives we buy into. And so that's why I tend personally to sway to the opinion of, or the idea of, um, emotions are not the best guide. Opinion. And I used to be, because I can feel energy and I can feel someone's emotions from a mile away. As my girlfriend, I know instantly, don't even have to be around it, when something's off. I can feel it. I literally feel the same thing, and that used to affect me in rooms and around people. And it was a hindrance. It was not good. I needed to learn how to turn it on and off. If I'm in a coaching relationship and I really need to tap into someone's feelings so I can help steer them in the right direction, I have a capacity to do that. But I had to learn how to not feel so much. And which is why in my early days, I felt everything. I let feelings dictate my day and how I woke up and what I did, and it was a fucking mess. Then I went extreme. I never felt. That wasn't the answer either. And I found my own version of balance. So I'm just inviting a conversation around that, whatever that means to you. Cool? I'll read a few comments, and then we're going to keep going. I saw some really good ones. Love this quote from Mary. Not giving a fuck. If you lack the motivation to make an important change in life, do something, anything really, and then harness the reaction to that action as a way to begin motivating yourself. If we follow the do something principle, failure feels unimportant. When the standard of success becomes merely acting, when the results are regarded as progress and important, and the inspiration is seen as a reward rather than a prerequisite, we propel ourselves ahead. We feel free to fail, and that failure moves us forward. Agree. Thoughts, feelings, and emotions are so inconsistent. Yes, they are. My point being, when you wait to feel like doing something or waiting to be motivated, it's so sporadic. Decide what's important. Decide what's important to you and make time to do the actions and move towards your goal, period. Be consistent. Don't wait for the stars to align. Long term, you will see success. True and true. I am a fan of feeling the feelings, but if the feeling doesn't serve the vision, it's important to shift and move forward. Beautiful. And I love that. Sassa. Beautiful. Awesome. Good. I think we can move forward. So, and again, take this in however you want to take it, however you want to apply it, however you want to use it, and what is relative to your situation. I am tired of seeing these Band-Aid solutions all of the time. This is how you have to do it, because it's so situational and it totally depends on where you are. So I just want to bring that to the open, that just because I'm saying that something may be better, that may not be true for you. All I want to do with anything I do online, whether I get freaking hated for it or not, is to just make people think. That's it. And so whatever this means to you, that's all. And whatever you need to inject that works for you, or that you know you need to do, but you're not doing it because you're afraid of it, or whatever, is all I'm bringing to surface. We're all in different places, different journeys. I'll deal with hundreds of people a week, and so my filter and my filter may be different than when you're just starting, and your ability to take everyone's emotion in, it may serve you at this point, but at some point we'll need to learn how to turn it off and listen to the noise that's actually important. And so we're all in a different place. We're all in a different part of the journey. Fair? Agreed, I do adventure outside my comfort zone. I do feel everything, though I'm learning to balance it so it doesn't affect me or my days. Beautiful. Yes, I can relate with that so well, because I used to even call myself, and I'm so happy you brought that up, because I know earlier in a comment you said, I feel everything and I let it guide me. That's neither right or wrong. That's what you do, and if that's serving you, it serves you. I can only speak from experience, I used to let that define my days and the direction I took. And because of that, I had no control of my days. I would wake up, and if I felt a certain way, it would dictate the rest of my day. And to be honest with you, when we wake up, oftentimes our feelings we start, it's early, wow, I'm a little tired, it's raining. And that can produce undesirable feelings, not good or not bad, but undesirable feelings that can really derail your day very quickly. And so that's why I'm not about listening to feelings or trusting feelings. I'll listen to, because I like to use that part of me to guide me, but I also like the logical approach. And when we feel, it's hard to make a logical decision. Look at what is going on in the world. There is a lot of illogical shit happening because people are reacting over a ton of different things, and this has always been the same, through feeling, not logic, and making very irrational decisions, like I don't know, in Vancouver here when we had that big riot. There was like people flipping cars and burning down cop cars because a team lost, and they were feeling an emotion and they weren't thinking logically at that point, and some of them really fucked up their lives because of a very poor decision based upon feelings, when they could have just stepped back and just said, hey, what is going on here? And let's make a logical decision. We've all made mistakes through feelings. And we've all made beautiful decisions because of a feeling. I was on the highway a few days ago and I had a feeling, and I slowed down and there was a cop around the corner. It saved me a ticket because I drive a little bit quicker than the ordinary person. It saved me. And so, again, it's situational, and you've got to learn which feelings you want to listen to and which ones you don't, and which ones are intuition and which ones are thoughts turning into emotions. Cool? All right, that being said, let's move on. I could talk about this stuff forever because this is at the core of whether someone sees success or not. And I know that every 95% of my success, I made that stat up on the spot, but I'd say most of my success is based upon the ability of learning how to control this motherfucker so I can get the desired result that I want. And it was a long road, but it was well worth it. And I feel like I'm in control of my reality and my being and my thoughts and my emotions at pretty much almost every moment of the day. Every once in a while, I lose that control, and it's all about learning how to develop that. And maybe someday I could be this wise old, dude who just floats on a magic carpet and just can control the subatomic particles around me, and maybe someday I'll get there. That'd be really cool. For now, I'm where I'm at. Okay, a few more comments, and we're going to get into it. Thoughts and emotions are just energy. Is the energy serving you? If not, change it. Done. Beautiful. You've just summed up 30 minutes of my speech in one sentence. Appreciate you. I feel stuck in a fear loop because I want to be seen as the expert, so I learn and then feel ready and then think maybe there's more and I don't know yet, and then I repeat. Definitely need to stay in the ready state and ditch the fear. Absolutely. This is the beautiful space that you're in. It sounds like you're consciously trying to create something, but subconsciously you're believing something else, and it's like two beautiful, powerful magnets repelling each other instead of changing and making sure all those little, what is a magnet's made of, like energized, I'm going to say metal, but anyways, making sure that it doesn't repel, but it attracts. And so this plus this equals beautiful instead of minusing the two. Make sense? Cool. So really, it's all about saying we'll do something but not following through. Raise your hand if you've ever said you were motivated. I'll wake up early the next morning. Your alarm clock rings, you hit snooze. I'm going to follow through with this. I'm going to do these 5 follow-ups. I'm going to finish this by this date. I'm going to make the call. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go work out. We say we'll do something, and we feel very positive saying it, motivated, but then we don't do it because we feel like not doing it. And so we don't. We're going to scratch that out and never do that again. Criticism. This was one of the hardest ones for me that kept me small for a very long time because I used to not be able to handle it. And so I would play the game and I was doing okay, but it was on a very small spectrum. And when I just said, fuck that, I'm going to play bigger than I have ever played before, I had to become okay with the criticism and understanding that if I am going to reach a few hundred people or 50 people, I could probably please everyone. If I'm going to reach thousands or serve thousands or tens of thousands or millions, I open myself up to criticism, and I won't let the feelings that can create. And I truly love people, so when someone criticizes or attacks, I can find it very difficult. But we don't let that stop us from moving forward. I want to make that agreement with everyone here is don't let the critics, the motherfuckers who have something to say, which literally serve your cause anyways, let them stop you. Fears of the unknown, come on. We are so addicted. We hold on to certainty when literally every second and every moment of your life we're on this ball, this spinning God knows what, earth and rocks and lava, spinning around a sun in this thing called this gravitational freaking fabric of the universe, where we're spinning around this sun, and the sun is spinning around this galaxy. This galaxy is, God knows what the hell this universe really is made of. And at any moment, we're on these tectonic plates that are shifting. We're on these fractures that are going to create earthquakes. I'm in this apartment with, hopefully they built it well, but if some foundation cracks, I'm a dead motherfucker. I drive a vehicle. I think about this all the time. When I'm driving my vehicle down the highway, I sometimes just look at a semi coming to me and I'm like, holy, that guy falls asleep or spins the wheel or he's a little bit cray-cray. I'm dead. Instantly. There's no even chance for me. I did a lot of extreme sports, and so I think I may have a bigger conditioning or a bigger acceptance of fear, because in extreme sports you stare the fear and you do it anyways. And so as a kid and as a teenager and even as an adult and even as of now, I choose to always step into the fear when I'm doing an extreme sport, everything from dirt bikes and racing and all that stuff. And I think that does condition you, and it's definitely helped me in my entrepreneurship journey, because everything about your business is, there's a lot of unknown. And if we let the feeling of fear stop us from going into the unknown, from stepping into the unknown, you stay a scared little baby who refuses. Actually, babies are fairly brave. Like, think about their unknown and how they keep stepping in and just playing. So I'm not going to use that, because I think babies are braver than most of us adults. But you just stay scared and you don't move and you let that paralyze you. So as of right now, let's just make a commitment to F the fear of the unknown and let's just step forward into it. Honestly, there's probably someone in a 100-mile radius of you that has a weapon and is also not a good human who wants to hurt somebody. And at any moment in your life, you can get shot, some crazy person can run up and beat you up, your car can break down, your tie rod can break, your wheels can snap to the left, you can go off that cliff here, there. And I know it's something we don't like to think about, but just think about that. There's this heart beating in these little vessels with, like, so much complexity is just in this body and in this brain and this nervous system, that by the grace of God, universe, whatever, it works. And it works every single day I'm alive. And it generally doesn't fail us, although sometimes you can pop a blood vessel and die. So are we going to let, like, this little fear of finances or the uncertainty of this or that stop us from moving forward when we have defied unpassable, unthinkable odds to be right here, right now? And this made-up societal fear of a paycheck or what's happening next. Now, I'm not saying that it's normal. Like, if you're providing for a family, that's very real, because your survival is based on the money. So I'm not discounting that. But if that's going to stop us from moving forward, are you effing kidding me? That, to me, is the definition of bulletproof mindset, of a strong mindset, of being unstoppable, unbreakable, of being success-minded, of being a champion, of seeing success. At that point, you are success. That is my definition of success, is waking up and stepping into the fear every single day. To me, that's my definition of success, which is why I'm successful, because I do it every single day, and my model of reality is based upon that philosophy. Fair? My heart bleeds for people when I see they have every opportunity. Join the fucking coaching program. Hire that coach. Invest that money. Buy the premium software. Step forward and quit letting your fears dictate what you do next, because it's the reason you're not winning. And I do my best to communicate that best as I can, but if it doesn't land, or if it's not the right time to take that in, or if we refuse that, we stay small and you stay struggling for the rest of your life, when you are here to be abundant, to literally create and serve and have an adventure every single day. And that's not a faraway concept. It's one decision to play big away. That's it. I get all fucking revved up about this because there's human souls fucking dying right now because they're too scared of taking a small step into the unknown. It pisses me off because I love human beings and their potential, and it's why I do what I do. Take the leap, take the step, move forward, get over that fear, take the action, do the thing. And plans of it not working out, I'm not even going to get into that because I'm probably going to have an aneurysm and die on camera of how much that pisses me off. So let's throw all that away and let's keep moving forward. We talked about conscious and subconscious alignment, so that is very relevant. Let me know if any of this is landing or if this is just like, who is this crazy dude screaming into a mic? What's he freaking talking about? And has he lost his mind? Okay. So yes, the subconscious and the conscious alignment, we briefly touched about it, but I mean, if your subconscious beliefs, if you're operating from a place of a negative story, a story that doesn't serve you, but consciously like, no, I really want money. No, I really want money. I accept money. Give me money, I'm ready for it. I love money. But on a deep down level, every single fiber and cell and energetically, if you're terrified of money, if you don't feel like you're worth it, if you don't feel like you're worthy of it, this goes for clients. This goes for seeing success in the business. This goes for relationships. Come on, we see this all the time with people. They say they want a good relationship, but they keep finding themselves in bad relationships. Then they blame the other person. I get that, and I'm not being cold to it. But if we take radical responsibility, we will quickly see that we are the source of every problem, and we're in our situation because we chose to be. Cool? So, okay, 2 quick things. And this is where I'll finish, and then we'll do this mic giveaway really, really quick here. I just want to get to the end of this before we give it away, because I'll be pulling from the comments, and we'll give the mic away in the next 5 minutes here. But I think this is, like, honestly, at the end of the day, I love doing these giveaways, but, like, let's learn how to buy 10,000 of these so we don't have to rely on a giveaway. I love giving things away, and I love serving in that capacity, and I've had help and people reaching down and helping me up, so I totally appreciate that. And at the same time, that and let's learn to fish and generate clients and wake up with excitement, with adventure, with enthusiasm, challenging the obstacles, spending the money. I'm telling you, we are so energetically tied to this thing of money. We're so energetically tied to it that, and because it's so important to us, that by giving it away and buying something, investing in something, constantly giving it away, you are, well, creating alignment. Because you can say you're going to do whatever it takes, but if you don't do it, there's still parts of you that are operating from a fear, from a scarcity, and it's why nothing is ever going to happen. I am not saying that for you to give me money. Find someone who you resonate with and do it. If you'd like to investigate what we do and how we work with clients and how our programs work, then you're happy if you align with it and if you agree with it and if it's in alignment, then sure, you can check that out. Just leave work with me or hello or I'm ready, and we'll send you some stuff. No pressure there. But what I'm saying is, because we're so tied to it, that by proving that we believe in ourselves, and that goes for anything. That goes for investing in your business, in your team, a contractor, a program, a software. I'm saying at all levels, you're backing up what you're saying with actions. Anyways. All right. Now, here's the part where you don't have to beat yourself up. It's a muscle. I am what word am I looking for? I'm a product of years and years and years of this work, because once it clicked of how important it is, I started doing the small things. I always kind of draw this out. Everyone wants to make a big step. I want to go from being scared of fucking everything to being Elon Musk with a big vision and taking action every day, and I want it right now. Okay, or, we can just take small actions over time, which is why, and I used to get so much flack from this, both in my relationships and just people in general, is I start doing cold showers every day. Why do you go do a cold shower? Like, is it really a benefit? Is science backed up the benefits? Yeah, there's some, but more so than that, it was for me to, okay, uncomfortable situations, doing the hard thing is a muscle. Once I understood that, I started choosing to do hard things, drinking black coffee, which now I enjoy, funny enough, doing the cold shower, having the uncomfortable conversation, stepping into when I felt the fear of anything, a decision, something, a conversation, I'll step into it. 5% remaining on this little mofo. When it came to investing in myself, commit, do the scary thing. When it came to, it's why I love Stoicism and that whole philosophy, but when it came to removing comforts from my life, step in. That over time, it's like a muscle. You find yourself doing a million times more terrifying things, and everyone else is like, oh my God, I wish I could do that. Be kind to yourself, and it's the small steps, but it has to start today. 5 a.m. I have an alarm clock. I don't set my alarm. I wake up at 5:30 most days. I've given myself, just with where the company and with where I'm at, I've given myself permission to not force myself to wake up. But for 5 or 6 years, it was 5 a.m. every day into the gym. If I was tired, if I was exhausted, if I only got 3 hours of sleep, I still did it. People called me stupid. You need sleep. Sleep. And I understand that for our biology and from the way that we need sleep as humans. But I chose to get up anyways and then be exhausted for the rest of the day and in physical pain sometimes, because I knew that this small habits built up to a big thing. And so I chose to do it. Nowadays, because I'm in a bit of a different position and I kind of focus on more creative and connections and different things, I allow myself to. Sometimes I go to sleep at midnight because I'm creative, and then I sleep until 9. I allow myself to do it. But for 4 or 5 years, it was 5 a.m. For a while, it was 4 a.m. I just saw how far can I push myself on a daily basis to develop this insane resilience to resistance. It kind of sounds cool, but this insane resilience to my thoughts and feelings, and to do it anyways. And that over time built what I like to think of a very strong muscle, and I also understand that I can keep developing this and keep moving forward in different capacities. Emotional vulnerability. In my relationship, there's always a muscle to develop, so it doesn't just mean waking up at 4 a.m. and eating freaking raw meat and potatoes all day that you boiled with your hands because you're so freaking hot or something. I don't know. It's not what I mean. Everyone's going to have a different version of this, but constantly step into the uncomfort because it'll serve you on a level. It's not about, to me, it's not about how you feel in that moment, but it's literally all the things stacked up and following through on what you said you were going to do that builds the muscle. And then the final thing I just want to touch on is habits over motivation. Motivation is a feeling. When you have it, it's great. When you don't have it, which is why I say don't trust your feelings. When you don't have it, many people will stop. And guess what builds a business? Consistent little steps over a long period of time. Vancouver boat. I rented a boat this weekend, and they're calling me to probably confirm the reservation. But I'll call them back. Anyway, so consistent small steps over time build a business. And if we rely, and I know this is nothing new, but if we rely on this thing called motivation, I guess you can probably see what I'm writing there. If we rely on this thing called motivation, then we are not going to be consistent. And if you're not consistent from content creation, from honing in your message, from building your lead generation, your sales systems, from tweaking your sales page, from tweaking your sales conversations, from tweaking your strategy, and you're not consistent, you quit because you're no longer motivated, I will be very careful with my choice of words here, but it's a conscious decision to use the word fucked. You are fucked. You're fucked. And so, habits over motivation. Now, I love motivation. Part of what I do is get people motivated. I am an intrinsic, natural motivator. But it's a tool that you can use, and when you have it, you have it. You can learn how to build it and keep it. But at the end of the day, whether you feel like it or not, we must get up and take action. If you don't feel like it, if that pain, that feeling is causing a pain, it's worth looking at because we may not be in alignment. But most of the time, your feelings are deceiving you, which is why I think if you can be on the spectrum of, yeah, I feel it, but I'm going to do something anyways, you're betting on the house. The house will win most of the time. Yes, feelings can lead you and show you what to work on or that something's not right. Absolutely. But most of the time, we're fucking ourselves by trusting and feeling of listening to the feeling. And I can almost guarantee you it's why people who just charge forward and choose not to feel see success at least in one area of their life. They don't have a full life, and I'm not saying that's the way to be, and that's not what I'm preaching here, but they get physical things done and they make things happen. They may commit suicide at some point because they're so unhappy, but that's just testament to the fact that if you want things to actually happen, you have to keep moving forward. Now, if we can do both and play in the spectrum of, wow, something doesn't feel right and I'm seeing success but I'm not fulfilled, let's stop and see what ladder are we climbing that we don't feel fulfilled, so we can fix it and avoid jumping off a building when we make $5 million and then lose it and realize we were only in it for the money and now we're not fulfilled and then we kill ourselves. So obviously we need both. But I hope you understand what I'm getting at and it's not taken out of context. I know sometimes one snippet gets taken out of context and people hate on me, but I hope that in the greater context of things you can understand where I'm coming from when it comes to that. Growth follows pain. Whoops. Where you at? Oh, I closed it. Bear with me here. We're having a technical issue. Growth follows pain. If we are not exposed to pain or to challenges or to obstacles, we see no growth. I have a few friends and a few people I know that grew up, I'm not throwing this word around, but they grew up in luxury. Whatever they wanted, they got. And they are amongst at 32, 33. They're not happy people because they haven't been through much pain. And so now in their 30s, one small thing's happen or someone says, fuck you, and they have a mental breakdown. They don't know how to handle it. Pain creates growth. Now, we don't want to be in so much pain. Like, there's a limit to it, but oftentimes, and I know there's a few of you in here, you've been through when you told me your story, I'm just like, damn. But it's no wonder why you're such a strong, resilient mofos. Because it builds us if we can walk through it. And so, no pain, no growth, baby. No pain, no gain. That could be taken out of context as well, but in the bigger thing and picture of what I'm trying to say, I hope that makes sense. Cool? So I choose to, when there's an obstacle, a challenge, I'm just like, man, I don't really ask for this, and it's kind of undesirable, but let's play. Because I know my business, my company, my income, my sales, me as a human being, my mentality will grow because of this, and I choose to walk into it instead of cower back. Right now we're facing a very unique problem, one very unique problem, and I choose to step into it because it's forcing us to fortify a few elements of the business so we're stronger the next time around. I embrace that shit. I'm excited about it. Let's play. And for those who choose to fuck with me, you've just fucked with the wrong mofo. And that is my lens that I choose to see the world by so I can step into and step forward and make beautiful things happen. And I hope that something from here, some nugget was dropped that can help you charge forward with insane grit and desire to take what's already yours if you want it and make it your own. Because many people fall off. I like to envision this, and then we'll give it away, but I like to envision this mountain. and up here is like everything that you want, at least right now. And you climb, and there's a whole bunch of people climbing, but this guy gives up, but you keep climbing. This girl gives up, but you keep climbing. These people give up, and literally, the higher you go, the bodies stack up, so to speak. And I just choose to keep stepping forward. That's why they say it's lonely at the top. And I have my own experience of that, because the more I move forward, the less people I found myself surrounded by. And I had to learn how to walk through that whole challenge of life. But it's because there's less people willing to do what it takes to get there. And so I choose to visualize that. When I'm tired, when I don't feel like doing something, I just visualize I'm on this mountain and I have a choice right now. I can lay down, cry about it, and not move forward, or I can be the rare human who decides and chooses to step forward and into it, and let's keep moving forward, because I got a very small time on this planet and it's ticking. And with the way that I ride a dirt bike, that is a challenge to anyone else who rides a dirt bike. Let's go. Race time. But I find it a really interesting and a fun game to play, and I hope you take me up on that. Now, one last thing. A funny thing happens. You get to here. It's everything you wanted. You're feeling fulfilled because the journey creates fulfillment. The challenges actually create fulfillment because you're seeing growth. You're going to get up here, and I've experienced this a few times where I'm like, damn, I don't have to work for like a year right now. And you kind of plateau. And you're like, damn, things are going pretty good, but And you have to choose. You're here, and you think you're at the top of the mountain, and then you realize, damn, never peak. Because I truly believe the second you do, you lose that sense of purpose. And so you'll hang out here for a while, then you'll say, okay, I'm ready. And you climb the next. And you get here, and you're like, whoa, that was really cool. I don't actually have to ever work again if I didn't want to. That's pretty lame. And I think most humans can only handle that for a few weeks. I think many people say they want that, but it's not what we want. And you'd hang out, and you'd find your next challenge. And you'd keep going until the day you die, and that shall be a glorious death. All right. I could keep going forever. We've got this new program, and it ends this week, but it's called Breakthrough. Breakthrough is all about everything we just talked about. Building grit, building purpose, making sure that every ounce of our being is aligned with what it is we want. I wasn't even planning on talking about this because I need I'll probably spend a week or two revising a few things. The first wave of 9 very brave souls went through it, but it's called Breakthrough. And it's actually not spelled like that, but I'll just spell it like that. If you're interested in that, just leave Breakthrough, and I'll send you some information sometime next week. There's only 8 spots available for the next wave because I want to keep it fairly personal and keep working on a personal level with people. My WhatsApp gets opened up, and I wasn't planning on doing the WhatsApp thing again, but I've chosen to do it. So if that interests you, let me know. To me, it's the foundational work that will create every success you've ever wanted in life. And if you can make it through the 8 weeks that I would facilitate and take you through on Breakthrough, you'll see really beautiful, amazing things happen. Not just clarity, but building that grit, building that muscle, so you can make some insane things happen. And it's a really big passion of mine right now, and it's in conjunction with the Coaches University. And so my vision for the future is to have most people go through Breakthrough before they go through the Coaches University. Because one thing I found is many people say that they're willing to do what it takes, but they haven't built that emotional resilience that it really takes to see massive success. And so they ultimately fail, or they keep sabotaging themselves. And Breakthrough is really my cure, so to speak, although I'm not making it sound like this is a pill you take. It takes a ton of work, and what you put into it will dictate the result. But if you're interested in that, just leave Breakthrough. I'll put your name on a bit of a list, and sometime next week, if it's okay with you, I'll reach out with the details. And I'm just gonna work with 8. We had 9 people the first time around, but I'm going to do 8 spots for the next time, and that is basically as one-on-one as I get with clients these days. And so if you're interested in that, simply let me know. Now for the fun stuff. Maybe just to add to the potential of winning, let me know the biggest thing you got from this, And as you're letting me know, I'm going to take a sip of water and I'm going to have a sip of this coffee, which I only took 4 sips again through. Let me know the biggest thing you got from it. Then I'm going to load this live up on my phone because that shows the whole thing. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to scroll up and down and all around. And whatever name I land on and see first, I'll just blurt it out. You have to be here. So if you watched for 30 minutes and then you left, you have, and I called your name out and we don't, you're not here, then I'll do it again. I do have sometimes a hard time seeing the entire feed, and so we may, if everyone's okay with getting Sarah in on the mix, sometimes we do a bit of a thing where Sarah goes through her thing and dictates a winner, but hopefully I can do it. If not, maybe we'll give Sarah a call again. Maybe we should do that anyways. Who wants me to do the giveaway? Or who wants Sarah to do the giveaway? Me or Sarah? And also let me know the biggest thing you got, and I'll be back in about 2 seconds, and I want to read some of this stuff, and then we'll give this thing away, which I'm really excited for. I love this mic. I use the same mic. I use the Rode wireless receiver. The other receiver plugs into said camera, and so it becomes a wireless lav, but it's also used, you can plug it right into your camera, right into your phone, and right now I'm using my computer audio for this live because it's not a professional piece of content, but when we're creating professional content, oftentimes I'll use that exact mic. And we'll see Sarah or me, and if I'll just quickly tally it up, and if it's Sarah, and I won't take offense, and Sarah won't take offense either, then we'll do it. And again, it's only if I can read. Sometimes I can't see the entire live. Okay, where do I got here? Let me go into it. Bombarded by stuff here. Okay, it's why I stay off this thing as much as I can. Okay. Can I see all the comments? It really comes down to that right now. On my phone I can't, and I'll see if I can on my computer, and then we'll see. All right. I'll grab a water later. Okay, let me just see and make sure that I can actually see. You guys will be able to watch this real time, I guess, but let's see if I can see all the comments, because sometimes we'll see. All right. Sometimes I can't see all the comments. Let me just turn the sound all the way down. All right. I'll grab a water later. Okay, let me just see and make sure that I can actually see. You guys will be able to watch this real time, I guess.
Yeah, I can't on this either.
But let's see.
So we may have to have Sarah do this. I have this issue lately.
Sometimes.
Stop it! Because I can't
Sometimes
see.
I can't see all the comments.
Yeah, I can't see all the comments. So I don't know why Facebook's changed something. I used to be able to scroll through all of the comments, but it just lets me see the last few comments. Unless the software... Oh, okay. I can do it. Okay, all right, I can do it. I can scroll on this actual thing. Hi, y'all. Well, hello, long time no talk. That is the first comment left, so I can see all of these comments. I think there's almost 200, so I can see it. That'll speed up the process. Awesome, beautiful. Okay, good. We back. We ready. Let's rock and roll this thing. Okay. All right. Okay. Are you guys ready for the giveaway? And as I'm waiting for that, I just want to read just a few more things here. People have to do the work and worthy program. Good. Habits over motivation. Good. Reach up, get off this step. Appreciate you. Let's go get it. The biggest thing I got out of this is I'm encouraged to continue my discipline. Beautiful. Alignment is what you need. Agreed. I need to ensure my emotions don't derail my success. Yes. The biggest thing was to pain growth, but not too much pain. Agree with that. Our threshold for pain will obviously change over time. The pain I can handle now is massively more than when I first started. Every little thing, like I learned that the most important is not let your emotions control your life. I consider myself an emotional person, so it is important to not let that rule my life. Yes, beautiful. I used to identify as a very emotional person as well, so I get that. Learning to move past beyond my emotions to be successful. Master that shit. You must master your mindset in order to level up. Habits over motivation. Biggest thing I got was to just start taking smaller steps. Yeah, love that. Love that. Pain is good. The importance of building habits. I love that, Mike. I love that. You go ahead. You, Sarah. Lucas, Lucas, Lucas. All right, it's me. Okay, you guys ready? I will close my eyes. Hold up here. Let me just make sure I'm scrolling right. Okay, I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to scroll all the way up, scroll all the way down, scroll all the way in the middle. The first name I see, I feel always so bad doing this because I just got to pick one. Okay, and boom, Sasa Misick, and I hope I say that right. Sasa Misick. Please let me know if that pronunciation was right. Sasa Misick that name can be his or her, so I apologize for that. But my point being, when you wait to feel like doing something or waiting to be motivated, it's so sporadic. So, Sasa, please let me know how I pronounce that, because I can almost guarantee Sasha. Okay, S-A-S-A. Sasha, beautiful. Appreciate you. And super pumped. So how to do that, could you, Sasha, please send an email to, what email should we send that to? Maybe Sarah can help us out here. What email can we send that to? And we will, no matter what country where you're from, it will be dictated upon your country's, your country's Amazon shipping because of the COVID-19 thing. But if you're in North America or most countries, you should be okay. So you'll need to email your shipping address and just make sure it's spot on and your full name to us. And we'll ship that over to you tomorrow. And Amazon usually ships things. Oh, beautiful. Then that's easy. Yeah, it's usually Amazon Prime. It'll send it in a day or two. You should have it before Saturday. But either way, we'll make sure we send that to you. And your full email, please, because we'll put you in the notifications so you can track the package. We'll make sure it gets sent out. We will be doing this every single week, and I'll be picking something that I know people want to give away. Tuesdays at 5:30. Sometimes they'll be bigger giveaways. Sometimes they'll be smaller, like today's. But they'll be different. And I was going to do like gift cards and Amazon gift cards, but I figured that this is the best way to do it, because then I can be sure it's used for building a business and not a beer fridge or something. Not that. Okay, cool. So please send that to Sarah at lucasrubix.com. We'll need your full name, your ADDI, along with postal code, zip code, whatever, and your email, which just make sure you send from an email that you want notifications on. It'll make sure that gets sent to you. For everybody else, next week we'll also be giving something away. Next week I'll probably get a little more tactical, maybe lead gen stuff, because a lot of questions have been asked about lead gen in our next live. So if that interests you, stick around for next week. And we'll also be giving something away. Don't know what that will be yet, but it'll be something cool. And we'll have fun with that. And again, if you do want information on Breakthrough or the Coaches University or at any capacity, basically the company is split into two. There's a lot of mindset performance stuff on the Breakthrough end of things. There's a lot of strategic, tactical, step-by-step. Here is what you do to build a coaching business. Here is your niche selection. Here's your positioning statement, your messaging. Here's your lead generation. Here's your sales system, your offer. We had a long discussion today in training on how to design and create a really compelling offer that sells every single time. And so it's getting dark in here because the sun's shining really weird. But anyways, so if that interests you and you want to step into that or check that out, then don't hesitate to just reach out. Let me know if you want information on Breakthrough, or let me know if you want information on the Coaches University and how we work with coaches to make some real noise and build some businesses. So let me know if we can serve in any capacity. Check out the YouTube channel if you're just looking for free stuff, but yet strategic, tactical, and action steps to move your coaching business forward. That's at Lucas Rubix on YouTube. And the podcast, which we keep climbing the charts, which, yes, there's a little bit of ego there. It excites me because a lot of the same podcasts that didn't want to be guests on our show or didn't want me on as a guest in the early days, we have obliterated them on the rankings and the downloads and the audience that we built on our podcast. There's a bit of ego there. I'm competitive, so that excites me. But at the same time, it's humbling, and it excites me that obviously the only way something goes through the rankings is if it delivers real value. And so if you're looking for real value,
check out the podcast, and that's just lucasrubix.com. Check it out. Let me know if we can serve at any capacity. Again, Sasha, congrats. Send us the info, and we'll see y'all next week.